All right, we're back here. See if you all come back again. See one person on here. Or does everyone not want to talk anymore here? I'll turn on the fan. Hang on a second. Get a little air circulating in here so I'm not quite stuffying to death here. I'm back. Yeah, I don't know. Beginning to wonder if everyone gave up on me here. Of course, if we have another power failure again, the live stream's going to be interrupted again. Yeah, I don't know. I'm back, Denise, and it looks like you're back, and there's 4 people here, but I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder if they all gave up on me. Keep having to start and unstart these things here. Okay, yeah, that could be. He had a problem connecting. It doesn't surprise me too. Sometimes when you start up with a live stream, first thing that they do is they make you watch a commercial. So it might take a while for people to pop in here. Huh. Yeah, I got to figure out because the first one, the one that got interrupted for the power failure, according to YouTube Studio, that one's still active. So I don't know. I might end up having to delete that one. There we go. Starting to get a few people back in here again. Yeah, hopefully there won't be any more power failures because, like I say, if we have one now, I'm back on the Wi-Fi network and we lose it. We're gonna lose the connection again. So hopefully it doesn't happen. Yeah, I was noticing that too. I noticed it when I started the second one that the first one was still showing up, but I was hoping that by the time I started the third one, the fact that I properly shut down the second one would have killed the first one too. But you never see ads on mine. Lucky you. But it looks like we only got 7 people here. We lost a bunch of people, didn't make it back. I don't know. Are you going to show 1/3 the enthusiasm because there's only 1/3 as many people watching? Is that how that works? Yeah, look at all this fur that's coming off you, dude. Yeah, you might be right. They might be still holding on to the first one. Waiting 20 minutes later, maybe he's going to come back. Yeah, I'll see if I can do something about that from here. Should theoretically allow me to get in here. It's funny, it doesn't even show me the third one. I do see that they demonetized the second video. I gotta love YouTube. Why would I possibly have a problem with YouTube when they demonetize my power failure video? Crazy. It's funny, I don't even really see Any evidence that this one's live? Okay, now I see it. There it is. Yeah, I see it's I'm gonna try to see if I can delete that first one because that first one's still showing them live. But what it's doing is it's just feeding commercials right now. Yeah, I don't even know how to do that. At least not from the phone. Well, I guess we'll maybe go try and kill it before when we get done with this one. I don't know. It's kind of rude to do a live stream and then spend my entire time staring at my cell phone. So we'll pay attention to the people who are here. Yeah, yeah. Well, he was guarding the treat tin. Not anymore. He's over there by the stairs now. I'm probably looking at Nibble because Nibble's probably on the stairs too. Go towards the light. Yeah, right. You noticed the Chinese goose? That was the white one. Yeah, I didn't know they were Chinese geese, but that's cool. They get bonuses hoping you don't contest it. Yeah, but I always contest it every single time. Every time they demonetize one of my videos, it's stupid. You'd think they'd figure out by now that there's people they're gonna challenge every one of them, and now they've not only lost the revenue they would have gotten from the video, they've also now have to pay somebody to sit and watch the video. So I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. Your dog thinks the bag of chips is a treat bag. Yeah, I suppose anything that crinkles like that is going to get their attention. How's the weather in Waco? It's actually seems like it's clearing up a little bit. I see kind of little bit of blue sky out there. It's a little cold. It's a little windy out there, but it is interesting to see the trees are starting to get green again. This year is definitely a nightmare. Yeah, what else can go wrong? Oh, give it time. We haven't had a good asteroid impact in a while. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Everybody on YouTube complains about YouTube, but nobody seems to be working on a different platform. I think that YouTube has kind of a monopoly on this platform, and a lot of times with monopolies, they will spend their money to prevent competition. Can you imagine what would happen if there was a competitor to YouTube and everyone jumped over there? Right now, there really isn't anything viable. You may have a couple of competitors out there, but you know they're they're nickel and dime. They're not going to offer the features that YouTube does or the reach that YouTube has. Yeah, that's another point. They might just buy it too. You're right. Buy up the competition. Because I'll tell you, if there was a viable competitor, I'd go with that. Yeah, buffering again. I don't know. I'm doing everything I can right now. I'm not on the network. I'm on my own network again. So I don't know. It might be on your end too. Sometimes that happens. I just knew it was more of a possibility with the mobile hotspot. So I figured, since so many people were saying that they were seeing buffering issues, I thought maybe, we'll go back to the Wi-Fi because the Wi-Fi is usually more reliable. Every day feels like Sunday right now. Ain't that the truth? I'm ready. I'm ready for the week to start up again. I'm tired of this. Tired of sitting around doing nothing. You woke up this morning and think it was Sunday? Yeah. Well, I've been kind of sleeping past when my alarm clock goes off every morning for the past week or so. And I was thinking, okay, well, I got to start getting ready to go back to work on Thursday. I need to start, living within a schedule. So I planned to getting up at my normal time this morning, but then the power went out and the alarm clock didn't go off. So I still ended up sleeping late today. So we'll have to try doubly hard tomorrow. Yeah, that's true. It almost is like Groundhog Day every day. That's really what it's been, at least for me, is Groundhog Day because what I do is I get up, I do a vlog, I do a live stream, I edit the vlog, I go to bed, and that's it. That's what my day has been for the past 2 weeks, pretty much. Yeah, like I said, the grocery store here was looking a lot better. Like I said, there's you still can't get certain things. There's still no toilet paper to be found. Cans of soup are a little bit on the scarce side. Pasta, ramen noodles. It has been quite a march, hasn't it? Holy cow. Hope April's better. Yeah, still not a lot of canned stuff, but they're getting there. And sometimes you shop around to different places, you can find things that you can't find in one place. Hi, Angela. How are you doing? Yeah, tomorrow's April Fool's Day. You're right. I know I got to figure out a good April Fool's joke to play on you. Hey, how about a live stream where you just stare at Mike's butt for 2 hours? That'd be pretty funny. Where I never even appear on camera, just kind of uh, talk from behind the computer, so no one even sees me. That'd be pretty funny, right, Bite? What do you think? Would you be a good vlog host? Think you could do? You think you could carry a live stream for 2 hours? Yeah, I don't understand the toilet paper hoarding either. I think it's just people have all been told that the worst thing that happens when everything shuts down is there's no toilet paper and everyone panics And then, of course, the media reports on it, people hoarding toilet paper, which just makes the situation worse. And yeah, I don't know. People are stupid. That's just the bottom line. You just did another cooking vlog. That's cool, Angela. What'd you cook this time? Do it when I go to work so I can monitor the caps. That would be pretty funny. Yeah, yeah, I saw him pop up there. Hey, Bite, how you doing? Huh? How's my buddy? Huh? Top Disney executives taking pay cut. Okay, well, they made the decision to shut down the park. So, if Disney was really interested in helping people right now, they would make that Disney online streaming service free for the time being. It's not like they don't have enough money to do that. I mean, look at how much money they poured away in that Star Wars land, and that's been a joke. Made a Mexican veggie scramble with jalapenos. That sounds good. Yeah, I haven't really had problems finding cat food. These guys eat dry food, so you know, uh, even there it wasn't a problem because I buy a big bag and it lasts for a while. So I haven't even had to look into it. Ugh. Yeah, even after the long sleep I had, I'm still tired. Now you don't want to do that. You don't want to go work at Disney. Yeah, I take it from somebody who's been there. Yeah, the cough is just something that kind of pops up in the morning. I get a little congested at night. I always kind of like have sinusy issues and it takes me a little while to clear it out in the day. No worries. I'm not sick. Does my mom watch soap operas? No. She used to when I was like in high school and stuff like that, but I think she got over it. Do I think I have dairy allergies? I don't think so. It's just I've always had kind of an issue where I kind of wake up in the morning and I'm sinusy, and it just takes a little while to blow it out. I can tell you from firsthand experience, the kitties don't have any problem with what's coming out of the other end. Yeah, no, it isn't something that breathe right strips. I've just I have hay fever, and in the mornings, that's just what happens. I actually breathe fine at night. Yeah, I've never done the sinus rinse, and that's probably not going to happen. That's not going to help because that's not what the problem is. This is just one of those things I have to live with. It's part of being me. I get up in the morning and I'm fine when I'm breathing, but the second I get up and start moving around, then I get all congested, and it usually lasts for a little while and then it's over. Well, I have no doubt the sinus rinses work, but in this case, it's not going to do me any good because that's not what the problem is. Problem is, I just got hay fever and something I inherited from my dad, and it's just one of those things I have to deal with. No, I don't have. My sister doesn't have it, but She's adopted, so there's no blood connection there. But my dad had it, and so it's just part of the joy of being me. Bite. See him? He knows his name. Nibble. You want some too? I don't see her, but let my viewers diagnose me. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. People don't have any medical experience come on and look at me on the internet and say what's wrong. See if that would track her down. No, I don't think so. She must be up in her room because Bite just ran after it. And he took it. And of course, he's the last one that needs kitty treats. Could have sworn I just heard a cat jumping from one shelf to another, which means he may be coming down. Yep, there she is. Hey, Nibble, how are you? You're not Nibble, you're Bite. Everybody knows what you look like. Let's see if we can get your sister in here a little bit. Come here, Nibble. Come on, this one's for you. There, that one's for you. See what I mean? How he just lunges at it? I think he's part shark. Aren't you? You're part shark. There we go. That's the pretty girl. That's the aggressive boy. Hey, that's not for you. It isn't all about you, dude. She's starting to pick up Bite's bad habits. Biting me when she tries to grab the kitty treat. Yeah, I know. I was really totally amazed at how little traffic there was in Waco too when I went down there. I had a couple of people saying, you ought to stay in, self isolate. It's like there's nobody out there. I'm better self isolated outside right now because there's nobody here. Bite is fast. Yes, he is. I think that's how he's gotten so big too. He's had to compete with his sister for food. Yeah, I don't know what it is that happened. I mean, they must have had a really tough life early on. Bite warmed up, turned into the world's biggest lap cat, but even he's a little bit standoffish. I don't know. It just something must have really bad happened. Could have been whatever it was that drove him out of the house, and they've just never really trust humans. In fact, it's really kind of a small miracle that I can get Nibble to eat out of my hands like that. Yeah, I don't know what I haven't figured out what I'm gonna vlog today. I've been trying to do some outdoor vlogs, just to, give people a little bit of view of the outside world, let them know that the world's still out there. Yeah, you're right. I think that's what it is. I think just somebody mistreated them, and whatever that was, it traumatized them their whole life. Because even Bite, he isn't a huge fan. He loves to be handled and pet, but you try and pick him up, and he is not a fan of that. And Nibble, she doesn't even like to be touched. But I mean, I've told you guys the story about how Bite got his name, right? When I found them, they were abandoned in my backyard, about 5 weeks old, eating bugs in the yard, and I saw him, and I saw Bite first. This guy here saw him first, and second I saw him, he dove behind a planter that I had in my backyard, and so I tried to reach for him, and he kind of hissed at me, and so I went and got a pair of like garden gloves, and by that time I knew there were two of them, and so I got the garden gloves and I got the a cat carrier, and grabbed. I was able to grab a hold of Bite first, and as I grabbed a hold of him, he turned around and clamped onto my hand with the gloves and bit as hard as he could. Now he couldn't do a whole lot, so it didn't really get me, but that was how he got his name. And then Nibble just kind of came along after. I think she was a little bit more timid in those days. Would I think of doing a live stream outside like Jordan does sometimes? Yeah, I could. I mean, I could conceivably see the idea where when I move into a house, I might go do live streams in the backyard or something like that. It's a little harder for me to do a live stream though out in the out and about because Jordan does his live streams on his cell phone. And so that's kind of the center of his world. And so it's really easy to carry this thing with you and walk around and talk to your audience like this. I do it on a laptop. So I'd be like walking around with a laptop and all that. And that just it isn't quite as easy to do that. So I kind of need some place to kind of sit down and kind of set everything up and set up the power and set up the mouse. I got actually three TV trays right now around me kind of supporting this whole thing. I got my snacks and all my personal stuff on that one. I got the laptop on this one. I got a mouse on that one, and I got a cell phone attached to laying on the couch over here. So, yeah, it's a little bit more for me to do the live stream, but I think that's also the reason why I have higher resolution live streams. I think somebody mentioned, I think in the comments recently, and I've noticed it too that Jordan doesn't do full high def live streams. His is more of a traditional uh, more traditional high def, which is a lower resolution than what they call full HD now. And I think that's because most of these phones these days have two cameras on them. There's a camera on the front, which is that one right there, and that's the one if you're shooting pictures, then you can see the image on this side, and your subject is on that side. Or you have the selfie mode camera, which is right here. And generally that selfie mode camera, that's the one you use if you're going to go do a live stream and you want to talk to your audience. But I think those selfie cameras don't have quite the resolution that the front camera does. And it's also the same thing with the camera on the laptop. The camera on the laptop is full high def, full 1080. I could do it on my phone. It's just, if I have better options, I prefer to do that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I definitely could do live streams. One of the problems I run into with live streaming on a cell phone, and I've run into the problem when I've been on live streams with Jordan too, is I my eyes aren't that good, and I can't see the words that are coming up on the screen here. And so when somebody talks to me, I can't necessarily see it. I've got the screen here, which is two-thirds of my laptop, and then over on this side here, I've got the running text. So that's why it always looks like I'm reading over here because I'm actually reading the text that's going on over on this side of the screen. And so that's another factor. I'm old and I got to wear these in order to even be able to see what's going on and just you know I can't get the same results from the cell phone. Am I enjoying the new camera? Yeah, the new camera's great. Like I said, the only thing I had to work with, I wasn't really that happy with the audio on it, but I think I got past that with the microphone. I think that's benefited quite a bit. So, we're going to keep doing that. And sometimes when I get out and do sometimes when I go out and do like a nature walk or something like that, I won't have the little lavalier mic on because the camera mic does actually pick up the sounds from nature better. It has more of kind of an omnidirectional mic, whereas the one right here, it's really designed for somebody to wear it right here and to be speaking directly into it. So it's got a different kind of a pattern to it. Yeah, I'm exactly the opposite. I gotta have glasses to look up close, and I'm 20/20 at distance. Although I think maybe that's going a little bit too. I think my vision, is getting a little weaker at distance too. I'd probably be a point where I need to wear bifocals or something like that. One day you'll get one when you're finally working. Yeah, the like I said, I love the camera. It's a great little tool. It does great quality video. I love the image stabilization. It's got a lot of cool features. I haven't even scratched the surface uh, on what some of the things that camera can do, but I'm looking forward to learning from it. Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of watching it. I one of the things I'm going to get with the benefits of this job is vision care. So we'll kind of monitor that. But I've been into I've had my eyes evaluated in the last year, and actually, when I went in to do my health screening for this job, I they gave me an eye check then, and they didn't really detect anything wrong. So we'll just play it by ear. I'll know I'll know when I need to do it. What square footage am I looking for in my house? My old house was about 1,800 square feet, and that was pretty good for me. If I could do something a little bigger, that'd be great because, one of the things that, when I was living in California, I was, just a few miles from my parents' house. So anyone that came to visit could very easily just stay with my parents because my parents had a decent sized house and 4 bedrooms and a big family room with a sofa bed in it. So they could kind of deal with that kind of stuff. But now, if we get to the point where anyone ever comes and visits me here, they're going to have to stay with me. So a little bigger might not be a bad thing. But size of the house, the square footage of the house, you know, it's on the list, but it isn't a high point on the list. There's things that I'm more interested in. I want some nice land, so I can do a nice yard and have fun with that. Um, I'd love to have a nice garage so I could do some woodworking. I need to have a good kitchen. I want you know gas appliances, not electric. I'm already over. What's up with your ear, dude? You all right? Crazy cat. But I want to like have a gas range in the kitchen. I don't like the electric one. I have an electric one right now, and I don't know. I prefer gas. You can control the heat a lot better. Yeah, big beautiful trees. That'd be nice. It's got to be a good neighborhood, of course. Yeah, I've been thinking about that too, Angela. That if I do get chickens, that I would build my own coop. Actually, there's a couple of kind of farm supply stores around here that sell chickens, and I've seen a couple of them actually have some really nice like uh, hen houses that you can get, chicken coops that you can get. And I'd probably end up looking at those for ideas, and then going from there. Building one. Taking pictures or something like that. Yeah, definitely no firebugs in the neighborhood. Hopefully, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to find that out, though. You don't usually find out about it until afterwards. But I'm kind of looking at a decent neighborhood, so I think I'd be all right. Yeah, I like the previous. I like my previous home too, but one of the things I was getting tired of was the stairs, and so that's pretty high on my list. I want a single story house this time. Well, one of the things you got to remember, Angela, is if I do start doing a chicken coop vlog, you're going to have to accept the fact that it's going to maybe take me a week or 2 weeks of vlogs to build that thing. So you're going to have to get used to seeing a vlog on the same subject for a week or two on end, because that's how it would be. Now, there'd probably be little natural breaks in it because, I wouldn't be working every day, on the chicken coop because I have to go to work. But it's also possible there might be more content on the days I do work on it where maybe, I get 2 or 3 vlogs a day out of it and go from there. So I don't know. It could go a whole bunch of ways. So I don't know. We're gonna play it by ear and see what happens. When do I go back to work? I go back to work on Thursday, so 2 days from now. I'm looking forward to it. In fact, 2 days from now, 48 hours from now, I'll be most of the way through my first day. Neighbors might complain about the noise. Yeah, well, I mean that can always happen, But I think as long as I'm not up at like 3 in the morning with the table saw and making a lot of noise, I don't think there'll be a problem. Put a swing in the backyard. Yeah, I don't know about that. Hi Jeff, how are you? Yeah, we were talking about your pork chop video yesterday, a little bit ago. It looked good. I have thought about buying land and like building a house on it, but right now the priority is to get into a house by July. And if I buy land and build a house now, I'm stuck here until the end of the year, and I'm done with this place. I want to get out of here. A hammock, now that's a good idea, but that isn't something you really have to build. That's just something you go and buy and you hang it up. But yeah, if I had a couple of trees, that'd be really nice to build a hammock and just kind of kick back in the yard some nights or some days. Yeah, I've seen a couple of empty lots around here. And actually, the vacant land is even less expensive than the property than the houses are. So yeah, a fire pit might be fun. I have to make sure there's enough clearance over the top of it so we don't set the trees on fire. That's generally something to be avoided. Yeah, that's something I'm looking at too. That house prices might go down a little bit as a result of all this nonsense with a virus. And honestly, I won't complain about that. It's perfect time to have it be a buyer's market when I'm the buyer, right? Yeah, I could definitely go for meeting my special someone in the new neighborhood. I was kind of hoping I was gonna meet someone at work too, but I don't know. Seems like a lot of the women there are a little older than me. they're either older than me or younger than me, and I mean a lot younger than me. And Jeff's saying, yeah, have a turtle obstacle course. Yeah, well, yeah, could be. Yeah, no, I don't know if I'll move outside of the town. I kind of know where I want to live, and it's a really beautiful area. And that's, I think that once I find the house for me that's perfect for me, I'm going to be really happy there. Use the channel as an icebreaker. Yeah, well, who knows? Hi, my name is Breck. I got a vlog. Do I want a fixer upper? I don't mind doing a few things, but I want a house that's habitable, and we'll have to just kind of play that by ear. I'll know it when I find the right one, and I'm willing and able to do some work on it. At very least, I'm sure there'll be painting inside to do. Maybe some little plumbing things. Who knows? While the houses I'm looking at, they're not brand new. They aren't the ancient ones that are 130 years old that are near the center of town either. The date of the house, yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I want to fix her upper for a date. Oh, definitely cat friendly, but that's not too hard to do. One of the first things we'll do is we'll build a bunch of kitty shelves for these guys, and then they'll be real happy. Hi, Sharon. How are you? Welcome to the group. Yeah, so far we haven't had a power failure in a while. So, what age would I prefer? Um, my age or younger. Although there is such a thing as too young. I want somebody that's going to have some kind of common interests with me. Well, I mean, there's always going to be a little bit of stress, but I think if we keep it to a minimum, it's going to be a lot less stress than there was when I moved them from California to here. Because when I moved them from California, they had to go to the airport, they went to the shipping place, they had to go to the vet, then they had to go to a boarding house. They stayed at the boarding house for 2 days. Then they got on an airplane on separate cat carriers, and and that was, and then they had a 2 hour drive here, and then they had to put up with a new place. So at very least, if they're moving from here, it's going to be 2 or 3 miles. We'll pop them in the car, we'll put them in the cat carrier together, and they'll be in their new place. We'll lock them in their room for a little while we're moving in, and it'll be fine. Need to find a nice 90-year-old looking for a younger. Yeah, well, both of you there, you guys are about my age. I'm 55, so I mean, like I said, my age or younger, and I don't know if I'm looking for a 90-year-old. You know, that just looks really weird. It looks like then you're just looking for a sugar mom or a sugar daddy. Yeah, and that's probably what I'll do, Kathy, is because I mean that's what I did when I moved out of my apartment too. The first thing that went into the house when I moved into my first house was the cats, or was the cat. It was a singular cat. It was cat at that time, and I basically just put him in what was later to be called the cat room, and closed the door. And then while we moved in, he just kind of spent time in that room. And then once I got everybody out of there and all the doors closed and everything somewhat organized, then I'd open up the door and let him come out and explore. Like I said, I think this will be a lot less of a transition for these guys this time than it was in the past. Oh yeah, yeah. You don't even have to be honest about that. There are a lot of ladies. Just look at the names. And I mean, I've mentioned it before. 60% of my audience is women, so I've never been a widow, but I'm a little out of practice too. So I wouldn't rule it out. It would have to be somebody that I have a lot in common with, and we kind of augment each other. And I don't know, I'm kind of an introvert when it comes to things like that. So while I could sit here and babble endlessly to a computer screen and a bunch of words on the screen, I kind of tend to shut down a little bit when I'm with actually with real people. So I wouldn't rule out the possibility of finding somebody on the channel that it just started that way. But trust me, I'm maybe not exactly the same person in real life that I am on the screen. But see, maybe that's just something I have to work with too, because when you watch my early vlogs, and I was really uncomfortable doing this. I'm a lot more comfortable, being on camera now. I hated to do that. Amy has a twin sister. Okay. Yeah, oh, that would be great. Now, Amy's cute, but yeah, I've been single my whole life too. Same way. I love animals and Freddy Krueger. What's not to love? Well, and in terms of being an introvert, it's weird because if somebody else is carrying the conversation, I'm fine with that. And someone's leading the conversation, I'm fine with that. If it's if I'm at work and I'm giving somebody a tour of the facility or talking about something I know, I can go on endlessly like that. But it's just the small talk stuff that I'm not really good at. Yeah, well, Jeff, you and your wife are still not the youngest. I look at the demographics of my viewers, and I know I've said this a bunch of times, but more than 98% of my audience is 35 years or older. And it's about 60% women, 40% men. So that's what the demographics really look like. And you really get into the center of my demographics when you get into like the 55 to 65 range. That's like where the biggest, you get this like a bell curve here, and that's where the top of the bell curve is. So I don't know. That's just who's interested in me, I guess. I don't appeal to the young generations. I don't know. I don't appeal to the millennials or any of that. Probably because they can't relate to what I do and who I am and all that fun stuff. Yeah, well, I mean that might be a reason why shy people become vloggers. It's a way to reach out to the rest of the world and still maintain the safety here. Yeah, Jordan's just a kid. I haven't really seen any YouTubers that are near me except for Epic Paul. He's somewhere here in Waco, but I haven't really come across any other Waco, Texas vloggers. Yeah, I think it's more than being out of practice. I'm just an introvert. That's just the way I am. Jordan can be my wingman. Now, Jordan would take all the good ones. All the good ones would go with him, and I didn't end up with the hand-me-downs. See, what I got to do is find a mother and daughter combination because Jordan could take the daughter and I'd take the mother. But that would be a little weird too, I think. What am I into with women? I like, kind of, average build, decent looking. Um, I guess I kind of am attracted to intellectual types, not necessarily model types. Model types get a little too thin. I'm not really into that. And I don't know, there's generally not a lot going on up here with models. I want someone that can, kind of keep up with me intellectually, has some interesting, have some common interests, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'll know it when I see it. Amy's getting mad. Why is Amy getting mad? Am I missing something here? Do I like a woman who can swing a hammer? You know what? Whether she can swing a hammer or at least interested enough to, try it. It doesn't have to be someone who knows how to do it, but if someone would, be interested enough to say, hey, let me try that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be someone who likes cats. I don't know if I'll have cats after after bite and nibble. I might move to dogs. It's just got to be someone that loves animals, and I think someone who shares my values and all that. Well, because if Amy takes the best, if Jordan takes the best ones, then he got the best one. He got Amy. She go to dance class. Yeah, the only thing that I'm more fearful of than being in public is going to a dance. You just smashed up your old laptop with a hammer. That's a good one. Yeah, I would definitely call that an experience. How about a drill? Well, I don't know, Kathy. Have you ever smashed up a laptop with a drill? No drill. Okay. Well, you'll have to think about that for the future. Might be fun. I guess we can kind of move back to the center now that Bite has found a new place to hang out here, right? Took the batteries out first. That's probably a good idea. Your brother-in-law says as long as they're breathing. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe the perfect woman for me would probably be an introvert like me, because one of the things that I like, about being an introvert is I kind of do enjoy being alone a little bit. And so that would be a difficult thing, I think, for a lot of women because, a lot of women aren't as into being introverts as like I am. Women tend to be more social creatures. And so I don't know. See, I have thought about Beth a lot, from that point of view, and we are really good friends and all that. But like I said, like I was just saying, Beth is way more of a sociable creature than I am, and I don't know if we'd be a good mix because I do like being alone, and she's somebody I think that would she she's definitely someone that would be wouldn't understand my need to just be alone sometime. Don't marry my mother. Yeah, that's good advice, but I don't think that's going to happen. We don't even live in the same state anymore. Yeah, well, I hope so. I hope to find the right person someday. There've been more than a few people who have tried to play matchmaker for me, and they keep coming up to the same conclusion. You're just oblivious when the women hit on you. Because they're telling me all the time, "Oh yeah, she's totally hitting on you." And it's like, yeah, oh, okay. Be careful what you wish for. Yeah, I think that's probably a lot of it. I didn't really have a real high self esteem when I was younger, and I think that still haunts me to sometime now. Is I have difficulty believing that that's anything more than them just being nice. So yeah, probably would be one of those cases where somebody would actually have to almost come up and hit me in the head. Yeah, singles dances, that's not going to be the probably a good option for me for the same reason I don't want to go learn how to dance. It's just that's even more terrifying to me than being out in public. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'd love to do to get involved with somebody, but I don't know. It's just I've been alone for so long now that it's uncomfortable to think of anything else. Yeah, well, that's the issue. Like I said, you're not the first one, Black Dot, to point that out. I when I was at Disney, there were a couple of ladies who, they weren't interested in me per se, but they were friends and they were trying to get me to open up to that kind of thing, and they'd give up on me too because they say, yeah, these women are flirting with you and you just don't pick up on it. The only problem with that, William, is the first time I rode a bike, I went over the handlebars. Did anyone see the video posted on Jordan's Facebook? It's a guy staring at the camera for 20 minutes. Oh, I can beat that. I got a video right now of a guy staring at the camera for an hour. 1 hour, 1 minute, 19 seconds to be exact. Yeah, I thought I knew somebody at work had Asperger's too, and that's what I thought. It was something it was a form of autism. And I think it's a little different. I think it's a little different with each person. This particular person had this kind of annoying habit of humming all the time, and it was like one melody that would just over and over and over again. And I don't even think he was aware he did it, but it was just really annoying to be around sometimes. Oh, so he really did just stare at the camera. Okay, well, yeah, I guess that's a little different from me then. I don't know. Let's try that. Let's just stare at the camera for 20 minutes. No, even I can't do that. That'd be horrible. That'd be boring. Even I wouldn't want to watch that. Oh yeah, I saw him creep up behind me here. He's doing his thing. Right? It's my buddy. Oh yeah, that'd probably be the best thing. Get a psychologist to be my girlfriend. Yeah, that would probably not. I don't know how well that would work. If you just get out and open up a little bit and it's like, no, no, stop it. I like who I am. No, you saw the deer on the Facebook page. Yeah, yeah, you'll see it in tonight's video. That's where it is, and it'll pop in there tonight. Oh, I'm not supposed to blink. I didn't. I guess I didn't get that. See, even Bite's getting bored with that. Yeah, you'll see the deer on YouTube tonight. I've often said I have staring contests with my cat, and I can stare them down, can't I? When I have a staring contest, see, he turned away. Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of figured I might see some deer out there, but like I said, it totally surprised me when that thing jumped out of the trail or just ran across the trail like that. I was a little bit disappointed that the video that ended up on Facebook, the first couple seconds where all the action's happening, the image is all pixelated and it only clears up after the deer goes by. But I think that's because sometimes it takes a little bit of time for videos on streaming videos and stuff like that to get to the point where they're streaming enough data to get everything. And unfortunately, the action was too close to the beginning of the video, so it won't be as much of an issue when you watch it on YouTube tonight because then it happens in the middle of the video, so there's plenty of time for the streaming to get it all straightened out. Yeah, Tim Trackers is another one of those that I've never watched. It's funny, I've met Carpetbagger, but I've never actually watched one of his videos. That's right. Nobody said belly rub for bite. That's because Jan's not here. It's all Jan's fault. We need a backup Jan. Who's going to be the backup Jan to ask for belly rubs for bite on every episode? Huh? Because I guess we can't have a live stream these days if there isn't a bite belly rub. You got to be able to hear that purring. The walls are almost shaking. That's my buddy. Yeah, yeah, the deer was definitely, it was a doe, definitely. There was another one that I saw too. I kept seeing it, but I can't see it on the camera. So yeah, I saw that, Jeff. That was funny. I've watched Justin Scard a little bit, but he's just a little too high energy for me. It's like watching a cartoon, and it's a little too much. And it just makes me tired watching it, and I can't imagine having to edit that because, like every sentence is like a different edit. Wow, what did you think of that? Wasn't that cool? Yeah. Oh man, that was awesome. It's like, oh man, that would drive me crazy editing that. I don't know. I don't, like I said, I don't watch a whole lot of what's on YouTube. So, I guess I haven't seen anybody about any YouTubers exploit their babies. I don't know. Well, I mean, I'd be happy to give Nibble a belly rub if she'd let me handle her, but she's just not one who's really into that. Tim Tracker loves Disney. I don't know what it is about the vloggers, at least the ones I'm familiar with, but yeah, so many of them are obsessed with Disneyland because it's Justin, it's Adam, and Tim Tracker, I guess too, huh? Like I said, I've never watched him, but I've heard of him. I've heard Jordan refer to him a few times. How long does it take to edit my vlogs? It depends on what the content is. The one that I posted last night was just another me sitting in the chair talking to the camera, and if I can manage to get it all out in one take or something like that, then it's really easy because all I got to do is just watch the video all the way through and make sure all the start and end of the clips are easy. But if there's a lot of cuts, it takes longer. In fact, just what is it? A couple of days ago, what was it? Oh, when I was the one that you just saw last night when I was walking around Waco. There was one point where I focused in on a sign on a window and telling people that we're not open, but if you need to talk to us, here's a telephone number. Well, I decided when I was editing that video that I needed to block out that telephone number. And while that was only like 3 seconds of video, it took a fair amount of time to block out that video because what I do is I'll create like a little square on the screen and just position it over the telephone number. But unfortunately, as the camera kind of pans around, the image kind of pans around a little bit. You have to keep moving that thing to keep it over the phone number, and that took a little bit of time because basically I had to go through each move it there, okay, move it there, to keep it in frame. And it's one of those things that you don't even really notice if you're not really paying attention to it. But if you go back and watch that video again, you'll see that there's this little white box that's kind of bouncing around the screen, and that took probably about 20 minutes to do that. Yeah, my uncle's told me about dealing with deers too. He's gotten to the point where he kind of avoids a lot of the accidents because he's watching from a distance, and he kind of knows how they think. He thinks that if they're right along the side of the road, he'll often see the reflection in their headlights, so he'll know they're coming, and he knows their tendency won't be to run back into the woods this way, but to run across the road because for some reason they'll see that as safer. Deer are funny that way. Yeah, I did a video a long time ago, last summer sometime, where I actually showed you editing a video that I had done the day before. And that's still basically the same process I use. It's the same program. Um, the software I use is a program called Nero Video from Nero Burning ROM. You can go buy the Nero software online for what, 50, 60, $70, maybe less if you shop around. And it includes a lot of great programs, including ones for editing audio and creating like a audio video library on your computer, and burning CDs and DVDs and Blu-rays and all that fun stuff. But it's got a really great video editing program. And I really, really like the program. It's really powerful for as inexpensive as it is. But I'm a PC person too. So if you're a Mac person, then there are other programs. I think one of the ones a lot of people use is called iMovie for Mac. And that's a pretty common one. But I really like the Nero Video program. That's worked really well for me. It's easy to use. It does all sorts of things. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Denise, about the Disney vlogs, and maybe in my case, it's just because I worked at Disney and am really kind of burned out on that whole thing. But you know, I got over Disney, and that just was and I don't really even see a whole lot of interest in doing it. If I when I go back to California, I've right now Disney is still giving me Disney tickets if you believe that. And right now I just keep them in an envelope, and I give them to my niece because she loves them. I don't really have any desire to go to Disney at this point. Yeah, I guess I probably outgrew my interest in Disneyland too. Uh, we went to Disneyland a little bit when I was a kid, and sometimes companies that I worked for would have company picnics at Disneyland or something like that. But we didn't really go a whole bunch. I'd maybe go once every few years, and so it never got to the point where I burned out on it. And when I started working there, especially that first summer when I wasn't getting a whole lot of hours, I would go to Disneyland almost every night. And I literally just burned myself out on it that first summer. And after that, I mean, we always got, what was it, 16 days a year. You could bring up to three friends in at a time into the park for free. And, I never, ever used all of my tickets. It just never happened. And at the end, I only went when somebody else wanted to go. If my sister was in town, she wanted to go with the kids, then I'd go, or if Jordan wanted to go or something like that. But, or occasionally my parents would go. My mom loved riding, soaring over California. That was her favorite ride in California Adventure. So she'd go there. And sometimes they'd come in to watch the parades or something like that. But Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that too, Denise. I kind of like that kind of thing too. Yeah, like I said, I wish I could show you, more of what's around here than I do, but unfortunately, that's just the reality we live in. Yeah, I've been to Six Flags Magic Mountain a couple of times, but it was really a long ways away. It was like 60 or 70 miles away from where I live, so didn't go there very often. Yeah, I hear you about watching, or, reading a book or watching a movie. Doesn't even have to be a great movie. Yeah, that doesn't. I didn't think about that, but that doesn't surprise me that Disney is still taking payments for the annual passes, even though the parks are closed. Yeah. Well, I mean, the one of the things I think that attracts a lot of people to Disneyland is they really think of it as a magic place, and I was never that way, and that may have been one of the reasons I didn't get along real well with management. I never saw it as a magical place. Even when I was a kid, I remember going to Disneyland and watching the parades and saying to myself, okay, I wonder where the driver is. There's got to be a driver in there somewhere, you know, and going into Haunted Mansion and going into that big ballroom scene where the ghosts are flying around. And yeah, I knew how that worked, and there were very few secrets in there that I wasn't able to figure out on my own, because it was all kind of simple stuff, optical illusions and lights and mirrors and stuff like that. There were some really kind of cool ideas, but it was never one of those things that I said, I wonder how they do that. Yeah, I've never been to Silver Dollar City. Well, I mean, there is one thing, and if it wasn't a total violation of company policy, I would love to be able to do a vlog and walk you around the backstage area, yeah, at Disneyland. But that's just it's against the rules. And you know what? Even though I had disagreements with Disney, I wouldn't have done that just because a lot of people do really buy into the magic in that place. I think the problem that comes with the Disney vlogs is, I mean, how many times can you ride Pirates of the Caribbean and or watch somebody else ride Pirates of the Caribbean and say, okay, yeah, I've seen this enough. What else you got? But see, Adam and Justin and all the rest of them, they are the type of people that really buy into the magic, and that's part of the problem. That's part. Well, I'm not going to say that's part of the problem. That's just that's part of who they are, and I'm definitely not that kind of person. I'm the kind of person that if I was going to do a vlog of something, I would be out there saying, okay, yeah, here's how that works, and here's how they're doing this, and all that stuff. Yeah, did you see? Yeah, did you see the footage of Johnny Depp in Pirates? That was awesome. But Johnny is another one of those people that really buy into the magic at Disney. He really loves that place. Because yeah, there was. I know I've seen video of Johnny Depp in Pirates. Oh yeah, we used to have a Busch Gardens near me when I was a kid. Uh, I was too young to drink the beer though, so but there was some fun stuff. It was there was like a tour that they take you through the plant, let you see how they made the beer, and then there was the gardens in the back, and there were like animal exhibits and some simple rides and stuff like that. I remember Busch Gardens. I've heard that Disney sometimes does the backstage tours, but you know, like I said, I'd want to do my own because I would focus like on the parades because that's what I know, and maybe walk through some of the attractions. Some of the funnest things I ever got to do over at Disney was to go inside some of the attractions when they were closed, and walk around in there and stuff like that. I always wanted to go into the Haunted Mansion and see that, but I never got a chance to do that. Yeah, I think Disneyland's trying to deal a little bit with the long lines. One of the ways they're dealing with that is with the fast pass and stuff like that. But yeah, Haunted Mansion was kind of one of my favorite attractions there. I remember that one, way back from when I was a kid. Yeah, Jordan was never the Disney fan. I mean, we went to Disney a few times for him, but yeah, he definitely isn't a Justin or an Adam on that front. Yeah, and the ghost riding you with you in the cars at the end of the haunted mansion. That's such a simple effect. It's just a mirror. It's a halfway transparent mirror, and they have the image of the character, moving along with you on the other side of the mirror, and they light them up, and you can see them, and that's how that's done. Yeah, there were a lot of good movies that came out of Disney. Well, basically before around the '60s, early '70s, and before. Because I was born in '64, so I was kind of going through the Disney phase in the early '70s, and I remember movies like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Do they still have moments to Mr. Lincoln? Yes, yes. As a matter of fact, they do. Jala has more subscribers than me. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. My subscribers are growing now, so I'm going to pass him up pretty quick. Plus, the fact everybody knows and loves Jaw, so oh yeah, the elongated pictures in when you're going down in the elevator. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, Herbie the Love Bug. I remember that too. Yeah, yeah, you're right about Jordan. Jordan, as long as I've known Jordan, Jordan has been fascinated with old Hollywood, and used to watch Clark Gable movies, and how many 30-year-olds today do you know that watch Clark Gable, and and them, and that era of films just is not very many. And I don't even know if he was really into the history of other things until he started traveling. Because when he first started doing the vlog, he didn't travel. He didn't travel very much. He everything he did was in and around Hollywood. And then there was that one time he went to Sweden for Michael's wedding, and he loved it. And that just opened the floodgate, and he found out he was fascinated with that stuff, all over the world. Yeah, Escape from Witch Mountain. I remember that one too. Haven't seen that in forever. Yeah, I can't wait till the day somebody comes up with a holodeck like Star Trek too. That'd be awesome. Your brother was an extra on Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. All right, that's cool. Yeah, I remember the Wonderful World of Disney on TV too. We used to watch that every week. You prefer old Hollywood Jordan to world traveler Jordan? Yeah, well, Jordan. I think Jordan just decided he wanted to, try and branch out and do a bunch of different things, and you know, he was looking to grow his channel, and there's a certain niche of of old Hollywood people of filming locations, but he also saw that there was a great niche of people who like the world traveler things, and Jordan's got a fantastic collection of videos now that he's done over the years. Yeah, the first time I'd ever heard of Francis X. Bushman was from Jordan. I was like, who is this? I have no idea who this is. I've never even heard of this guy. I know I'm not much into that old Hollywood stuff too, but even if it's a subject of about a person I've never heard of, I know that I'll learn something, and it's always entertaining watching him do his vlogs. So well, I've heard Jordan say that exact thing. He's going to do what he enjoys doing, and maybe it isn't going to please everyone every time, but you know what? For every one person that says, "Okay, well, you're not doing my old Hollywood videos every day, so I'm going to stop watching you." For every one of those people, there's going to be 10 people who say, "Wow, I love these travel vlogs. I love these other vlogs or whatever you're doing." And they'll come and watch. Come and watch, and that's how he's got 100,000 subscribers. Never seen anyone doing underwater vlogs. I could do it with my GoPro, but it would be a matter of finding something that would be worth filming. Maybe if I ever go to Hawaii, some of the other underwater scenery there is amazing. Yeah, I remember the Mickey Mouse Club too. I used to watch that also. Yeah, Kathy, that's a lot of people have found me through Jordan. You know, I'm sure that probably 99% of the people that watch my videos and comment on my videos and subscribe to me, know me through Jordan. So I am grateful to all of them. I'm grateful for, grateful to Jordan for sharing them with me, for sharing you guys with me. Yeah, that place, that Ike and Tina house was amazing. Yeah, Jordan gave me some of the wallpaper from that and a few other things too. I kind of wish that I had been there when he shot that though, because apparently the construction people just let him go in there, and there were a couple of things in there that if I'd known that it was okay, I would have taken off the wall. I knew that they were like taking lamps down and stuff like that. And there were some beautiful lamps in there, and my understanding is they were just destroyed. And it's like, given the chance, I would have gone in there with a screwdriver and pulled those off the wall, brought them to my own house, or sold them to somebody who would love to have Ike and Tina Turner's lamp. Yeah, you're not the first person I've heard say that, Joey. Jordan definitely has an old soul. Thanks, BNA. I appreciate that. Yeah, and I'm sure that's where a lot of you first met me too, was seeing me go with Jordan on his vlogs. That was a lot of fun. And, I saw so many cool things, because of because of going with him to places. Because I mean, think about some of the places I've gotten to see. I love the movie Wayne's World, and so when we get to see the Wayne's World Music Store and Stan Mikita's Donut Shop, and went out and we looked at Hearst Castle and the Watchtowers and gone and seen what is it down in Palm Springs, the guy with the robo lights, and gone to Vegas with him, gone to Palm Springs with him, gone to, just so many great things. I mean, so many things I can't even remember all of them. Got to see the Poltergeist house with him. Jordan is Happy Days, and I'm Mork and Mindy. That's cool. I can appreciate that reference. Remember when we went and saw the statue? What statue is that? What happened in the first live stream? We had a power failure right in the middle of it. I kind of anticipated it might happen, but we were, I'd even warn people, say, hey, they're messing around with the power outside. You remember when, about 5 months ago, I came back after Thanksgiving, and there'd been that shed that caught on fire, and there was a power box out there that, basically took out half the complex here. Well, most of the buildings they were able to get the power going again, but um, this one building has been dark ever since, and they moved everyone out of there into different apartments. And I think they're trying to get back to getting those buildings going again. And so they've been messing around with the power out there. And holy cow, the breakout box in there is a joke. That I was saying yesterday, the guy who was working on it, that breaker box is a perfect metaphor for this building, because it was a mess in there. I can't imagine how that was decoded in any way, but I'm sure it was. I'm sure it contributed to the problem. Yeah, the Winchester Mystery House. You remember in a live stream, Jordan was trying to convince you to start vlogging, and I said, and you said that you would be a Patreon, and Jordan said, "See, Jeff will even support you." Yeah. Well, it was funny, kind of, because Jordan had been kind of pressuring me for a while to come and to start doing vlogging. And in fact, he kind of put the full court press on me about a year, well, a little bit more than a year now ago, when I finally decided I was coming to Texas. I actually traveled to Texas just to kind of see what was here and kind of look at some of the different towns around here. And that was when I picked Waco as the place I wanted to come. And I remember he was texting back and forth with me one night when I was there, and he was saying, "Yeah, you ought to vlog this whole thing. That's going to be a great adventure. You're fixing up your house. You're going to sell your house. You're going to travel to a new state. Going to start your whole life over. That'd be a great vlog." And that was really the thing that kind of pushed it over the edge, because it wasn't long after that that I posted, or that I published my first one. Where did I climb that tower? What tower did I climb? I know I remember climbing that mountain. Did I climb a tower? I mean, maybe it sounds like something I would do, but I don't remember a specific tower. I know we went to Watts Towers, but we didn't get to climb that. I didn't do any of the Super Bloom videos with Jordan in California, but we enjoyed some of the Super Bloom as I was driving into Texas last year. And of course, I've been doing a lot on that this time. Oh yeah, the statue of David that was smashed into pieces. Yeah, that was on Fullerton State College campus, I think. In Roswell, yeah, I remember Roswell too. The other half says I look like my mom, huh? Okay, yeah. Well, I would hope so. Yeah, that I'm hoping that she's my mom. I would expect that I'd look like, a little like her, a little like my dad. Yeah, Jordan brought me out of my shell a little bit, and honestly, doing this vlog has been really good for me too. Like I said, I was very very insecure about being on microphone, being on camera, doing any of that stuff. Yeah, well, I got hundreds of hours of experience doing that now, and it's getting to the point I'm a little bit more comfortable with it. Yeah, well, I remember when Jordan first announced on his vlog that I was going to move. So I was watching that day. Oh, the rock wall. Yeah, I forgot about that. I saw you mentioned Rockwall, and I was thinking, what does Rockwall have to do with this? I've never vlogged in Rockwall, but yeah, when we were at the Watermelon Festival, um, about a year ago, well, probably not even that. It was probably 6 or 8 months ago. It was last summer sometime, and they had the rappelling tower. Yeah, that was what you're talking about. I was trying to figure out what tower it was I was climbing, but yeah, that's right. That was another one. You find a female version of Jordan. I don't know. I don't know about that. Have I ever visited Chicago? Yes. One time I've been to Chicago. I'm into a band called Guided by Voices, and in 2004, they were doing their supposedly last show ever with the band. And it was actually the last show with that particular band. And they called it the Electrifying Conclusion. And the concert happened at the Metro uh, on 2004. on New Year's Eve. So yeah, I went there for that. That was really cool too because they videotaped it and released it as a DVD. And turns out I was right in the front row, and so I'm all over that DVD. It's a trip. And in fact, a couple of years later, the singer's girlfriend came up to me. Well, I guess she was his wife at the point. At that point, she came up to me and says, "I'm convinced I know who you are, but I can't place you." And she asked if I ever met, have I ever met you? And I said, no, but I bet you I know where you saw me. Yeah, Vasquez Rocks. That was the name of that place. Never been to Vermont? No, I've never been to Vermont. I've pretty much not been on the East Coast that much. I had a lot of family in Minnesota, and so we go to Minnesota from time to time. When I was a kid, and my parents loved doing like national parks when we were kids. So a lot of times we'd go we'd drive to Minnesota and we'd hit a couple national parks on the way through and all that stuff. But I never really got much past you know Minnesota or that. You know, what city would I like to visit? I've been thinking it'd be fun to go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, and I guess I'm glad I didn't do it this year. But who knows? Maybe we'll try something. We'll try that one of these years. It isn't really that far because I'm 100 or 150 miles from the Louisiana coast, and I don't know what the deal is with YouTube demonetizing my. I was just commenting on Facebook this morning about that too. It was weird because I pointed out that I made a vlog on the virus and they demonetized it. But every day when I log on to YouTube Studio and look at their channel, it's like they got some video up that they put up about the virus. It's like, wait, you don't want the virus, but you're putting up you don't want virus videos, but you're putting your own virus videos up. I don't know. I don't get what they're doing, but I've had several people suggest to me that basically what they're doing is they don't want anyone, they're not allowing anyone to monetize videos on the virus. Yeah, I would do meetups. It would just be an issue of, you know, knowing that there would be enough people to potentially come. I've tried doing a couple of unofficial meetups when I was doing the Silo Scream stuff last year. I set up a meetup there, and no one showed up. So I don't know. I think maybe I got to get to the point where I have enough viewers because, well, I have about 3,100 subscribers right now. That's 3,100 people spread all over the world. And so, there's maybe if I'm lucky, half a dozen people that live in Texas and fewer even than that live within driving distance of me. So, yeah, I mean, it would be fun to do it. Because Austin, I'm seeing, people mention they're from Austin. VNA is saying she's from San Antonio. That's a long ways away. Texas, unfortunately, is a very big state. But see, that's also the advantage that Jordan has doing his travel vlogs is that, he can go travel to different places. And, when you have 100,000 plus subscribers, you're likely to find somebody just about anywhere you go. I'm still kind of small potatoes here. So haven't quite gotten to that point yet, but I'd love to do a meetup. I've always, I always enjoyed it when I was out and about with Jordan and somebody recognized us. That was always really fun. And they'd always recognize Jordan first, and all of a sudden they look at me and say, "Oh wow, you're Brack too, right?" Had that happen a couple times. and bring bite and nibble. Oh yeah, yeah. You'd love to go. You'd love to go to a meetup, wouldn't you? You barely tolerate me. You don't quite have the personality that Jaw does. Jaw just loves everybody. I'm the Costello to Jordan's Albert. Yeah, yeah. I'm the straight man, definitely. I don't know. What do you think? Would you be willing to meet a bunch of people if you got a bunch of kitty treats and belly rubs, or do you just want the belly rubs from me? And the kitty treats are fine so long as you can reach, you can get into them on your own. Let's see now. The level may be down so far now you can't reach them anymore. Rotate it around so everybody can see it. See if you succeed. Oh yeah, he's still reaching them in there, sticking his paw in there too. I've been to Pennsylvania. That's a couple times because when I worked at when I worked at the CD factory that was Warner Brothers, they had a facility in Oliphant, Pennsylvania, and I visited them a couple times there. I considering doing a panel on live stream. You mean like multiple contributors? Um, maybe your friend used to go to meetups at the place where they filmed Dallas. She was obsessed with that show. Well, yeah, I remember the show. I didn't watch it that regularly, but I saw it a few times. It wasn't really that much. I wasn't really into that so much, but make him an astronaut costume with a kitty jar helmet. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, I've seen people do some of the I've seen people do some of the multiple people on at a time. I know Terry in Circles does that quite a bit, where she'll like get her grandfather and some of her friends on all at the same time. I don't know. I'd think about that. It would be a matter of who'd want to be on, though. I mean, which of you would come on and do a live stream like that have the ability to do it? It'd be really bad though if I was hosting something like that and then we had a power failure, huh? Yes, even Byte agrees that wouldn't be a good thing. If I limit to just a couple of people, wouldn't become too crazy. But I wouldn't do something like that unless I had crazy people on. See, that would be the whole fun part of it. Thank you for watching, Alan. I appreciate that you check in and say hello. It would be kind of fun to do one of these panel live streams with my friend Matt. I bet you he'd be a blast on a live stream. I don't think he's done any of those yet, but it seems to me that he probably has the technology to do it because I think he's just shooting all of his videos right now on um, on his iPad. And so if he can do that, he could tie in his iPad to his Wi-Fi and live stream with me. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, look like the Brady Bunch boxes in the opening theme. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Matt's the guy in Hawaii. He's my friend that does the Island Hawaii Horizon videos that I've been pushing a little bit. He's still doing those. He's still putting one up every day. Hope you guys continue to watch him. I still think he needs to set up a playlist on that and put all of his videos on there because his videos are the perfect kind of thing to put on a playlist because if you just click on the playlist and just run them one after another after another after another and after another, you can just have them running on the background and that'd be great for people who are at work or just want something soothing in the background on their TV, and it'd be great for his views, but I don't know. Yeah, it'd be kind of fun because Matt's an interesting character. You talk to me about music. You talk to Matt about music. He knows just about everything there is to everything there is to know about music. In fact, it seems to me at one point I heard that he used to work at a radio station in LA, one of the rock stations, and he would be the guy that would answer the phone and if somebody had a trivia question about some band, he'd be the one that would know about it. That's just who he is. That was just one of the things he was into, and he was, just very, very fascinated with music. You think you subscribe to Matt, but tell the name again. The name is called Island Horizon Videos. In fact, I'll type it into the comments section here if I can type without making myself look like an idiot here. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, it's called Island Horizon Videos. Just search for that in YouTube, and that's his channel. And basically, what he does, he just for those of you who haven't seen him, he produces a daily video where he goes out. He lives on the island of Hawaii, kind of on the Kona side, and so he'll go to the beach. He'll just put the camera on a tripod and let it record for 10, 20, 30 minutes, whatever, just beach scenes. And it's really pretty stuff. And he's been doing it for a month or month and a half now. And he's got a few subscribers. He's not up to the point yet where he can monetize, and he'd like to get to that point, but he's got a little ways to go. But this is also kind of how it works. Jordan helped boost me up by promoting my channel on his, so I'm trying to do the same thing with Matt and with other people that are here also. I haven't seen videos with musicians all playing from their home, but I guess I'm aware that they've done that. In fact, Guided by Voices, the singer Guided by Voices, has been known to do something similar where he'll tell an artist that he's into. Doug Gillard was one of them, one of his longtime guitar players, and he'd say, "Hey, Doug, go write some music at your home. Send me the recording, and I'll create melodies and lyrics and sing over the top of it." And Bob's done a few of those. Yeah, yeah. the footage that Matt gets is really great, and from what I heard, he's going to kind of change the theme from time to time. It isn't always just going to be beach settings. You know, he might like do clouds and other scenes in nature, and you know, there's a lot of great stuff there. I really love the Big Island, probably more so than any of the other islands. You know, the other islands are more green and more lush and that, but as kind of a geology nerd, I love the idea of the Big Island. You know, where half of it is all lava flows and stuff like that. Yeah, everything you've seen in Hawaii, it really is like that. And you know, it's always nice and warm there. The temperature rarely changes. You know, sometimes you get a little rain if you get up in the hills, but if you're right down on the beach, you know, the rain just goes right over you. Right? Well, you've never been to Hawaii, so you wouldn't know. Yeah, a lot of people love Hawaii. I'm one. Yeah, you definitely should. And like I said, go check out all the islands. Don't just check out the ones that the tourism the tourism industry says you got to do. There's great stuff on all the islands. You know, even if you really like the lush green stuff, there's a lot of that on the Big Island. You know, there's a place on the kind of northwest corner of the Big Island called Waipio Valley, and it's this it's this valley that's been cut out over the years by the river, and it's just lush and tropical, and it's real moist, and there's a lot of rivers running through it. It's really beautiful. In fact, my understanding is if anyone ever saw the movie with Kevin Costner called Waterworld, at the end when Kevin Costner finds dry land, that was Waipio Valley that they shot in that movie. But I mean, you know, there's on the Hilo side of the island, there's, you know, it's very lush and very green. And there's a lot of geology there. You know, fun to watch like lava tubes and crawl around in there. And you can go to Volcanoes National Park, and that's a lot of fun. It's just a very beautiful place. Yeah, I've heard you can visit the coffee plantations too. That wouldn't really be that big a thing to me because I'm not a coffee drinker, but I heard that there's a lot of that there because the soil is perfect for that. You know, a lot of volcanic ash, and that just really turns into fantastic rich soil. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. We actually did 3 videos here today, and we're way over 2 hours now because the first one I think we went about 10 minutes before we had the power failure, and then we did 20 or 25 minutes on the second video, going off of the latching onto this thing, and then we came back and we've done 2 hours now here, so it's probably time to wind down. Jeff's up to 50 subscribers. That's cool. If you get a chance, go check out his channel. He does some really cool barbecue and smoking videos. Not like smoking videos, but like smoking food in his grill. And you got to check that out. And he did a real good barbecue pork chops last night, and that looked really yummy. So check him out. Check out Matt's channel, Island Horizon Videos. Jeff Kids Smoking in the Backyard with Jeff Kidd. And who else we got? Wait, Angela, the Ange Endeavor. And of course, Tracy and Circles. They're all good people. Go check out their vlogs. Subscribe if you're not into them. And I really think that's all I have today. So I think we're going to pull the plug on this now. Thank you, everyone, for watching as always, and I will see you tomorrow on the live stream. Looks like I got a new video going up in about 3 hours, so check that out. That'll be fun. You'll get to see the deer this time for those of you who aren't on Facebook. And yeah, I think that's it. Good night, everyone.